But the question is, what happens next? So let's just briefly have a look at some of the mainstream press. Well, the Daily Express, which of course is a Brexit newspaper, December 12th, when Britain will vote once and for all to deliver Brexit. The Sun, New Year's Leave is their major headline. If Boris wins December 12th election, we can get Brexit done by New Year's Leave. So the sort of leaning towards Brexit side seem to be quite supportive so far. Now, you brought in 2 front pages, which I have some graphics of today, because here's the Mirror. It's time to stuff the turkey, and the turkey in this case is Boris. And the Daily Mail, don't let the Grinch steal your Christmas, and the Grinch in this case is Corbyn. And so the question is, are we looking at another hung parliament here, a totally divided parliament? And there's a lot to say that we are, because if the mainstream press divides along these lines, and we see people being bombarded in all directions with all kinds of different narratives and all kinds of a completely broad attack on the minds of the population, then clearly people are going to be left in a bit of a spin, and you're going to get a voting result which is appropriate to that.
Well, I've been looking at the odds makers on this, Mike, early on, and certainly the Conservatives have a thumping majority as it stands today, and looking at 35% with an additional potential, I say, 11% Brexit Party possible seats, Mike. That would bring a total up to 46%. And the Labour, if there is a Labour, Liberal Democrat, SNP coalition, would edge the Conservative Brexit coalition by 1 point. But there's still a few free radicals floating around in there. One of those is the DUP. Certainly that's a potential deal maker or deal breaker on this issue, especially with Brexit. So hung parliament, the odds I think will get shorter as we get closer to the general election.
Well, I think that may well be the case, but I think it depends very much on what position the mainstream press takes and what position the BBC takes as well, because of course these, like it or not, these organs do influence public opinion. But
as many have pointed out, the Sun, the king is traditionally much of a kingmaker in terms of elections. They look like they're backing, as you said earlier before the program when we talked, they're backing Boris and the deal. So they're not going full orthodox, no deal Brexit. And so, but the BBC, Mike, that is a wild card, because the BBC hates Jeremy Corbyn with a passion, and they're Remainer to the core. So how are they going to resolve that in their coverage of the election? How is the BBC going to, from a bias point of view, which institutionally they are biased towards the establishment, but what does the establishment do about Jeremy Corbyn? This is the question.
I think that Boris's Brexit is so soft that it's tantamount to Remain, and I think we might see the opportunity being taken to get rid of Jeremy Corbyn.
So they will plunge the knife into the back once and for all to get rid of this Corbyn problem that the establishment have, right?
I think that's quite likely. I think that's quite likely.
Mark our words, and we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll see. I'm not laying any bets on that one, but we'll see what happens.